My name's Ray Roderick, and I'm the creator of Swonderful, this new Gershwin musical, and I'm also the director. I'm from New York City, and live there with my wife and son. I started off as a performer, like many of these folks I'm working with. Singer, dancer, actor, did a lot of Broadway shows. Did Crazy for You, another great Gershwin musical, on Broadway, along with Cats, and I did Barnum, and I did Funny Thing Happened with the Forum, and then I segued to being a director, and then now writing. And I was asked if I could create a small musical for the Gershwin estate using the Gershwin music, and so I kind of immersed myself in the songs, which I've loved my whole life. So when they asked me to do it, I was thrilled. But I had to go a little further into the catalog because we do 40 songs in the show. And I wanted to explore as many of the worlds of George and Ira Gershwin as I could. And the amazing thing about George Gershwin is that he managed to be really successful in kind of so many worlds of music. If you think about his early days in Tin Pan Alley with songs like Swanee, it was a huge hit across America in 1919. And then writing for Broadway in the 1920s for silly, frothy, fun 1920s musicals on Broadway. And then you think, well, then his world of jazz was so important to him, and he took this world of jazz and said, I want to write for the classical, something more symphonic, and he created Rhapsody in Blue and American in Paris and Concerto in F, and then ultimately things like Porgy and Bess, where he created a new American opera, something that no one had really done in that way before. And then, of course, the movies were so important in terms of his work, and we still see his work living in the movies. So I kind of chose those worlds and put them together and created 5 stories that all celebrate those various worlds of George and Ira Gershwin.
I'm Brett Simmons, and I'm the music director for this show. I grew up in Boise, Idaho, and I moved to this area a long time ago. I'm a music director for the Walt Disney Company as well, so I do a lot of stuff at Walt Disney, and for Walt Disney special events I arrange and write, music direct. I was lucky to have an off-Broadway show that I composed a few years ago, so I was in New York for rehearsals and openings of that, and working on some other projects, but I'm based out of LA. This is the first time that I've music directed a main stage show for Music Theater West. I've known Paul Garman for years, and he's asked me to come and help play for rehearsals and special events and fundraisers and those types of things. And I've also music directed a couple of his youth program shows, but this is my first time getting to do a big main stage show.
I'm Charlie Williams. I'm going to be choreographing for Swonderful here at Musical Theater West. It's funny, I've been in Musical Theater West twice before as a performer, and I've been in New York City since then, which was back in 2008. I actually got my equity card here at this theater, which is pretty exciting. So I'm excited to be back and working on this Wonderful. It's going to be really, really fun. I've been lucky enough to have been an assistant choreographer many times for a great guy named Rob Ashford. I've worked on a few projects here in LA. Last year we were working on the Oscars. Now this year I'm back in LA and looking, forward to stepping into the role of choreographer here with Swonderful. We have a 1920s little vignette, so we're doing kind of some Charleston movement, some flapper movement. Then we go through the ages, so we go into the 1930s, 40s, 50s, and all the way to the present day. So it's really an exciting thing for a choreographer because I get to play with all these styles. Everything from the jitterbug to swing to some modern day movement. It's really gonna be one, you don't wanna miss this one. It's gonna be really exciting.